What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? We are back. We got a leg day for you today. As you can tell, I'm already here in the gym. I started off with some warm up on an adductor. Nothing too crazy. I'm not progressing that lift during this session. I do want to get some blood in there so I don't rip anything up. But now we are on the Panada pendulum. I'm going to go up to 6.5 plates plus this green band here. And my phone's stuck. There we go. Some of y'all might be asking, Turnsy, the fuck you doing with the band, dog? Let me answer that for you. So, the thing with this pendulum squat, the resistance curve is not fantastic, right? Way heavier in the bottom than it is at the top. And with this band, what I'm trying to do is let off a little bit of the load toward the bottom and make the load a little bit harder toward the top, the lockout. Kind of just make it more difficult all the way through and an even distribution of the load, as opposed to normal, it would be right all the way up, and then you get about halfway down and it's like 10 times heavier, and then at the very bottom it's like maximum load, and then you get up a little bit, and then past the sticking point it's all easy from like that way up. So trying to be a little bit smart here. So for future leg A sessions, when I have this Panada pendulum, I'm going to be banding it like this. So I'm going to rip through 4 plates, touch it a couple times, work our way up to 6, and then hit the rest of this leg session, get out of here, talk a little bit at the end. So let's just get right into it. All right, so we got 5 plates on here. I'm gonna touch this once. That's it. Go up to 6.5. Do my top set. Turnsy, why are you only doing 1 instead of 3 or 5? I want to get blood in the area, especially in my knees. So doing warm-ups here is essential. But I have found that doing a higher rep range in warm-ups is just going to fatigue the shit out of me. And I want to hit the top set full force. So especially with a lot of these leg compounds or any big compound, for example, I'm just going to touch the warm-ups and then keep going up. So let's hit this shit. Oh, yeah. That was good. So I'm hoping for 5, 6 reps with 6.5. I did 6 plates last time, so we'll see how this moves. Okay. Okay. Joe! Oh! Holy shit. This is the back offset here. Just took a plate per side off. Haven't even fully caught my breath and I'm going into the drop here. But this is the only other press we have today. After this we got a leg extension and a calf raise and we're done. So let's give it everything we got. It's okay. So, okay. Okay. So, holy shit. It's okay. Oh. So, I'm just taking a minute to catch my breath here. Some of you who are not familiar with some of these chain-driven machines, you may watch that last set and be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you slinging it like that? Why are you not pausing and controlling it the way that you did on every other movement, really? The answer is, these chains, and especially I find the leg equipment, but any chain-driven machine I find is extremely sticky. So on that leg extension, for example, if I were to do a full extension, hold it at the top, there wouldn't really be much tension just because the chain is sticking. So I could basically just hold it up forever without feeling a whole lot of tension on the quad. Now, if I just pump them out and keep moving the whole time, that's when the movement is the hardest, just because there's constant tension. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm gonna catch my breath, go down to 180, do that, standing calf, pose, and then get out of here. Fuck. Okay. Brother. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna just record it this way. My tripod's being a little weird, but we are all wrapped up. There we go. Move this. Overall, session went good. My left lat is cramping a little bit, but overall it went really well. I progressed every lift. Pretty happy with how everything went. I need a burp, but I can't. There's a little one. You see how the legs are looking. I'm expecting the hamstrings to look a little flat because there was really nothing going on there today. So it's basically all quad today, and yeah, I can't even see shit. They're just like so full of blood you can't see any separation at all, dog. Let's try to Time to see the side. I mean, that's kind of what I was expecting. Hamstrings look a little flat here, but that's okay. Alright, I told you guys I'll put it in the next YouTube video. So, that's what we got going right now before we head out. I've got a bunch of them written down in the logbook for today so that I wouldn't forget it. First question, Turnsey, what do you do for shoulders? Anyone that's watching on YouTube, you guys see it here first. Really nothing out of the ordinary. I do a mixture of pressing, lateral raise, and rear delt fly. Nothing crazy. It's not like I'm doing a fuck ton of volume, although I probably could do more. I also don't do a whole lot of front delt, but I've never really seen anyone with crazily overpowering front delts. Like, looking from the side, it's usually just a matter of your rear delts are underdeveloped, not necessarily that your front delt is bigger than like your arm or your chest or something. But I don't necessarily really ever do front raises. So whenever I do train shoulders now, it's normally one set, maybe two of a shoulder press. I generally like ones where I can feel it like flex or contract fully, like real hard at the very top. And that I can also go really heavy on. Those are the ones that I enjoy. And then for laterals, that's pretty self-explanatory, right? Like, don't shrug it and you'll be fine. Next question, have you ever been kicked out of a gym because of your training intensity? No. I normally don't go to like soft ass gyms where people are being fucking pussies. But at the same time, I also respect the space that I'm in. And even at like the hardcore gyms that I go to whenever I'm traveling, I try my best to leave the place better than I found it. For example, in a past YouTube video while I was in New Smyrna, that gym, I had a certain push day where I had a dumbbell shoulder press, right? And if you guys have ever seen the videos of me doing really anything dumbbell pressing, I'll fucking throw the dumbbells. I don't give a fuck. If I'm shoulder pressing the 140s, bro, there's no way in fucking hell I'm gonna be done pressing and then set it down nicely. So what is going to happen is I either slam it down onto my quad and risk tearing it, at the very least a bad bruise. Either way, greatly injuring myself, or I fucking throw the dumbbells. So at that gym, I went up to the owner and I was like, hey man, I want to respect your place. Do you have like some kind of crash pads, or do you want me to do anything with the dumbbells? I'm about to shoulder press the 140s and I'm going to throw them. I just want to do the best I can to respect your space and not break your shit. And he really appreciated that. They had crash pads. I set them up, tossed them onto there. We were good to go. You can only choose one for the rest of your life, salt or pepper. Salt. I'm going through an issue right now, probably because I didn't eat enough salt. I could go fine without having pepper. Without salt on my fucking food, bro, nah. I'm picking salt. I could go totally fine not using pepper the rest of my life. Any plans for competing? Yes. I just did a show in December. I want to take it as far as I can. I'm 21. I feel like I showed up how I wanted to at this last show. I did it self-coached, and I need the time to grow into open. I don't see myself staying in classic and being competitive. I'm waking up at 2:45, and you guys just saw like I'm relatively pretty lean. My classic weight cap is 202, so I'm already like I was already pushing the cap back in December. I need to push into like 300 pounds and be a competitive open guy. So it's gonna be a little while, but yes, I definitely will compete again. Just probably not this year. Um, Next question is how long should someone bulk for? Completely person dependent, diet dependent, training dependent. There's way too many factors for me to tell you how long you should bulk for, just off of that question. I think the most important thing is how do you feel and how do you look. If you look fucking fat and your insulin sensitivity's out the window, probably time to cut. But without that, you're probably fine. It's entirely person dependent. So, yeah, that's kind of a tough one. All right, so I got one more question I'm going to answer and then explain a little bit, and then we'll get out of here. So, the very last question that I had was, Turnsy, I've always heard about the pros of being big, but are there any cons? Yes, a lot actually. For a lot of guys in the sport, obviously the pros far outweigh the cons. First, fitness as a whole will probably change your life in a good way. Right? You'll feel much better about yourself, feel healthier, right? Feel more motivated to do other things. Now, you'll probably also live a much longer life being in fitness. Now, when we're talking about being bigger, I'm assuming you're talking about, pushing 300 pounds like a lot of these open pro guys. And with that, yes, there is a lot of drawbacks. Now, main ones being, like, your body doesn't want to be that heavy, right? You're not comfortable walking around at 300 pounds a lot of the time. You see these guys like getting out of breath really easily. You start sweating when you're eating. And that's not even talking about the cardiovascular health, the drugs you'll probably be pushing, the food you'll probably be pushing to maintain that size, right? So there is a lot of drawbacks, but like I said, for a lot of people, the pros far outweigh the cons. But that's the last question that I had from you guys. Earlier, my phone overheated while we were talking in the posing room. So I just drove home, and here we are. I got a new protein. This is not sponsored, all right? I've been really fucking with this one. It's got 3 different types of protein, and then it's also got digestive enzymes in it, here at the bottom. So I've been really liking it. It tastes really good. It's one of my favorites. Not sponsored by them. But yeah, that is pretty much all I've got for you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I am now going to eat and hang out for a little bit, edit, and then go to bed. So I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want some more Q&As, let me know. I'm more than happy to do them. And I will see you guys in the next one.